Someone was not happy just now.
Somebody is definitely not
Actually,
happy.
A few people weren't happy just now. But the one person that definitely was not happy was the Chapter 7 bankruptcy trustee. What a bunch of wasted time of everybody's time.
Biggest losers in the world.
I've never met anyone like this woman. And I'm sure a lot of people from her past can say the exact same thing, including her own biological children, her former ex-children, ex-families. The court specifically requested documents to be submitted in 7 days prior to today. You think her side submitted it 7 days prior to today? I'll make you guys guess.
Don't get there yet.
I'll make you guys guess. Remember, this is the attorney that lost his privileges to file electronically because he got busted by allowing a disbarred attorney use his login credentials. And so they have to do everything the snail mail way. His mugshot is out there floating around.
Oh yeah.
In a different state. It wasn't even in Florida.
And I will say that I did not hold my tongue this time. As you might be aware,
Jeremy said a couple words that he probably shouldn't have because his representation, Randy, was on. And so
really my job is to shut up, but
yes.
Not this time. But remember, I was in front of a federal trustee, not a judge.
Yeah.
So this was a creditor's meeting.
But her response to what you said was actually golden.
All right. Where do you want to begin, George?
Oh, God. All right. So we received an email from the trustee a while ago that the reinstated bankruptcy debtor/creditors meeting was going to be held today at 11 a.m. via Zoom.
Okay. And that's after the dismissal. And let's be very, very blatantly honest. There is no doubt whatsoever that DEUCE has told Saran Wrap to delay this as long as he possibly can.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's the exact tactic they continue on, is a delay versus a delay versus a delay to see how close they can get to the line without it getting kicked out completely.
Oh, it's so obvious. It's so blatantly obvious.
So you have to understand, and the trustee does understand this, that all they're doing is causing delays intentionally on purpose, which they can be held well, they can be held liable for it. Sanctions, absolute sanctions. As a matter of fact, we're filing it right now. We're filing sanctions on LIEnette and Saran Wrap.
This is her attorney.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the
I'll
truth?
give you guys a hint of what happened. This is her attorney. Literally, he lives by this motto. Don't rush me. I'm waiting for the last minute. And literally, that's what happened today. So that 7-day deadline prior to today happened last minute. So it's beyond ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. And it's an embarrassment, to be honest. And then oh my gosh.
They're intentionally delaying.
Yes.
Okay. So there is no hiding it. They're not even trying to hide it. It is ridiculously intentional. And the trustee, so when you go into federal court and you go into bankruptcy, you have a trustee. Now that trustee comes in, seizes all property, sells all property. Trustee makes money from that property. And if the trustee is being delayed in that trustee's time, that trustee is losing money, and that trustee does not like to lose money.
She was not happy.
And she is not happy.
She's basically said, you guys have wasted my time.
So let's be extremely clear. This is a trustee, not a judge. Conversations have been going on for quite some time. We have one of the best lawyers in bankruptcy creditor lawyers in the state of Florida. And there's been conversations going on about this insanity with LIEnette and Saran Wrap. Okay. And the biggest concern off the top off the top, which has already been communicated, is how in the world does a bankruptcy lawyer get $6,000 to do $2,000 worth of work?
Yes.
That this lawyer has never charged this amount of money before. So the trustee already knows. We've already had private meetings, which were legal for creditors and only creditors to bring up all of our concerns,
Yes.
such as you got a $6,000 lawyer, which she brought that up. You've got non-homesteaded property.
Yeah.
There is no home. It cannot be homesteaded. That's illegal what they're doing there as well.
Yeah. A camper can never be homesteaded.
Okay. So what's basically going on is to reinstate, they had to pay a certain amount of money, and then it could be reinstated.
Right.
Then documents this time they had a stipulation. Documents must be provided
7 days prior to today.
prior.
Why does she want it turned in prior versus last minute?
Well, that would mean she could actually go through all of the work that she needs to do.
There's a process
for example,
involved. There's a process involved when you file for bankruptcy.
Okay, this is mail. I got to go through the mail. This is a law firm that I use in Ohio for specific things. And I have to go through this, and I need time to go through this so I can prepare for meetings, for court. That's particularly my eviction lawyers. The documents were to be filed 7 days and no later than the date of this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, to be very clear, they were not filed 7 days before.
No.
Now, a failure to comply with that and the records request to upload all the required, they were all supposed to be uploaded required documents before a continued or rescheduled meeting. It can cause a dismissal of the bankruptcy, denial, discharge, and sanctions, which we are actually filing sanctions right now. Okay, so we are filing a motion right now, sanctions on LIEnette and Saran Wrap for this insanity. So the debtor must demonstrate good cause, extraordinary circumstances to avoid any of these consequences, which they have not at all. Okay, so all that being said, when do you think they were uploaded? They were uploaded right before the meeting.
Yes.
Right before the
like
meeting
how
with the trustee.
Ridiculous. And if her attorney is familiar with bankruptcies, which by the way, I don't think he has filed too many bankruptcies, maybe 10, less than 20, maybe 10, less than 20.
That's a joke from his his show cause hearing from the appellate courts. So,
and he knows better than this.
Oh man,
and
the trustee is so mad.
Yeah,
the
she
trustee
is not having it.
Flaming mad.
Yeah.
So Saran Wrap uploaded these documents right before the meeting. So let's back up a little bit, okay? So you could understand, put yourself in the position of the trustee. Mm-hmm. The trustee has to go through all these documents, has to be prepared for these meetings, questions to ask. You know, there's so much information. And as a matter of fact, the trustee, because there's so many debtors that are actually interested in this case, and I want to be very clear, we want this bankruptcy case. Very much so. Yeah. This bankruptcy case lets us do things that we could never do in the other cases. Mm-hmm. And we can bring the other cases into the federal bankruptcy court. Because it's federal, we can combine everything. So this streamlines and saves us money in the long run. We want this case. And so the insanity of...
Well, she doesn't appreciate having her time wasted.
Well, I don't think anybody does.
She had other cases before us. And so we were in the Zoom waiting room.
So we were the last case of the day, and she specifically last time told us she would make us the last case of the day. Correct. Because she planned on hours and hours and hours with all the debtors.
With all the creditors that were interested.
With all the creditors. She was planning hours today. Hours. Because everybody is after this.
And so, historically, creditor meetings are typically 10-minute time frames.
She's planning hours.
Yeah.
She put us at the end on purpose because this case is so insane and so many people are after LIEnette's money. She owes so many people money. And so it was scheduled for 11. We were in the waiting room, woke up this morning and said, let's get in there early. You never know. LIEnette does such insane things. CROOK does such insane things. Thankfully, we didn't have to see this the entire time today like we did yesterday. So that was nice. We didn't even have to see her nasty face, which was a whole nother issue, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So she introduced herself and then she went around the squares and the Zoom meetings and had everyone identify themselves. And the one person.
Well, let's back up a little bit. We were there at 10:45 waiting for something crazy to happen.
Yes, we did log in early. We always appear, important days like this, you always have to be prepared. You always have to be steps ahead. And you can't be late, and you can't be unprepared, and you can't have tech issues.
The insanity. So we're waiting. We're waiting. We know Deanna is in the waiting room. Deanna is a creditor as well.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Madam Mayor is in the waiting room, and
Yes.
she is a creditor as well.
Yes.
We know
Jeremy and I are waiting
we're
together.
waiting.
I was going to go on a different screen, but just to have that extra window of a debtor listed, but we decided to just share the screen and hop on together. It's a waste of everyone's time. Why play these games? It just doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So we're in the waiting room, 10:45. Nothing's going on. George is working on some things here in the office. I'm working on some things in the office. We have our mics muted. We have our camera off, and we're just waiting.
I could have been studying for my auctioneer state exam.
True. We could
while drinking my coffee.
Could still be sleeping. Sleep in.
No,
Yep,
I'd have a headache.
So Randy's in the waiting room as well. As a matter of fact, Randy messages me like at 9 a.m. He's like, I'm going to get in the waiting room in 10 minutes. I'm like, the thing is at 11, man. He's like, I know. So it's like, Randy can't wait. He lives for this. Like, it reminded me of the federal judge,
well, because
Polito, who goes, I live for this.
Out of all his years of being an attorney, he's never had to deal with something like this, ever. And LIEnette and CROOK are an entire clown show on its own. And it's just like, it's unbelievable, but it's believable, right? Shocking, but not shocking.
Yeah.
Just the behavior and the continued pattern of behavior and the delays. And, you know, for someone who wants to stand in her truth and say, I'm innocent, she sure does a lot of delaying.
That she does.
Even with the own lawsuits that she's brought against us, she has even delayed on getting deposed.
So by 11:10, we're still waiting. And Deanna sends me a message, says, hey, trustee brought me in and said, hey, I'm not ready yet. And then said, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. And she goes, are you guys in the waiting room? Yeah, we're in the waiting room. And so by 11:10, we're still not there. At 11:17, so 17 minutes late.
Yes. Well, wouldn't say late. She had other cases ahead of us.
Well, not only that, she literally just received the documents. So why was she late? Or, you know, I would think of the trustee as not late, not early, just on time, because the trustee, because we are tethered to the trustee's time. So I used to always tell my employees, I'm never late. I arrive precisely when I intend to. And I stole that line from Lord of the Rings. And I always used to tell my employees, but if I tell you to be somewhere at 9 a.m., if you're not there, that's an issue. If I'm not there, that's not an issue. I arrive when I intend to arrive. But if I expect you to be there, you're paid to be there at that time. And the reality is the same in this situation, that we are expected to be there at 11, and we were. And we're on her time clock. She arrives when she wants to arrive, but we were there. And so we're at her mercy. And that's the way it's supposed to be in regards to these cases and bankruptcy court. So we finally begin at 11:17. And you can see Randy's on, Saran Wrap is on. And believe it or not, Saran Wrap does not have a toilet behind him this time. And so you do not see the tank of a toilet. He's in another area. He's not sitting on a toilet this time. So a whole new background with no toilet tank, which I thought was odd. I can see Deanna is on there. We're on there. And the trustee starts by saying, listen, we're here today for this, this, and this. and everybody's going to need to show on audio or show on video who they are and announce their names. And LIEnette does not have her video on her camera. And she goes, I'm here, I just can't get my camera to work. And the trustee goes, just do what it's doing. It's not going to matter anyway.
I'm here, I can't get the camera to work.
And so so the very first thing is the trustee.
Oh, there's cute little slots on this.
So the trustee tells her it's not, very harshly, it's not going to matter anyway. Just stay where you're at. It's not going to matter anyway. Mm-hmm. So this is a very upset trustee that is being played with in the federal courts. And this is not going to end well for LIEnette, for Saran Wrap, and ultimately DEUCE. Remember Crookie, who said, I just want to thank Bruce. It was his idea. Let's bring that one back up.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, first. I got it. Don't you even worry. I mean, it's
no. I'm gonna see if
I got it first. I got it first.
New one.
I got it first. Come on.
I'd like to throw out a big thank you to Bruce for coming up with the bankruptcy idea after seeing the judge was not paying attention.
What in the world does LIEnette have Deanna as a creditor anyway, or some of the other people?
And they listed Deanna and myself together on one line as one creditor, which I thought was bizarre.
With legal addresses that aren't either of their legal addresses.
And I are on two separate court cases that she filed, the frivolous lawsuits that she filed against us. Insane. I'm on the thumbnail lawsuit. Dee is on the Trespass 5 lawsuit. I mean, she got it right by listing Therese separate.
Oh, trustee is upset from the get-go, as I assume you would be as well.
When she said I can't get this camera to work, she's like, "Oh, that's going to be a problem."
So the trustee just tells her, "Stay there. It's not going to matter anyway." And she's very upset. The trustee's very upset, as all of us are, because this is very intentional. They're doing it on purpose, very maliciously. And the trustee goes, we have two problems.
Oh my gosh. Lady Tammy brings up a good point. She said she doesn't want the trustee to see the new camper.
Oh.
I need to write this down.
Interesting.
Which,
by the way, that was going to be coming up today. Personal solicitation for loans was going to be coming up today. The new camper that she paid for was coming up today. I mean, you think about it, it was all going to be coming up today. Is all going to be coming up today.
They did appear via Zoom from their new camper for yesterday's hearing.
Now, our lawyer in Florida for bankruptcy, the what do you call it? The niche lawyer for bankruptcy. He did not appear today because he already knew what was going to happen. He's already been in conversations with the trustee.
He specializes
100% legal.
Yes.
100% legal.
So
that's what he's supposed to be doing, and what the trustee is supposed to be doing is having these conversations. And he said, listen, this isn't going anywhere today. Therefore, I'm not going to show up because I don't want to add any billable hours to Jeremy. And so I appreciate that.
Oh, well, that was kind. James Francis says, #1 rule, don't make the trustee angry.
So the trustee says we have two problems today. Number one, documents were just uploaded this morning instead of 7 days prior as they were stated to. And then she kind of went on a monologue. You want to kind of hit some of the things she said? Like, I have to prep. She
said, this is not something that I do on the fly because I need to look at possible assets. And she goes, I need time to look at the documents. Like, there's preparation involved, and she has to do research to look for potential assets and to look for potential fraud and things that aren't disclosed. And so she doesn't operate in the sense of working on the fly. And she made that very clear. We just received the paperwork this morning, and I specifically stated that we needed it 7 days prior to this meeting. And she had just got it this morning. And so she kept that. I mean, she made that very clear, loud and clear.
Well, think of it this way. Let's put it into terms that you guys are all probably have seen. You see our auctions. So let's just say, because a lot of you have helped prep for our auctions. So an auction that we run for 2 hours, it's not a 2-hour job. As a matter of fact, there could be a full day, there could be multiple days, there could be a week in preparation for an auction. For example, our gold silver auction, we're already preparing now for the $2,500 giveaway, the 50,000 nickels auction. We're preparing, going, this is going to happen here, this is, and then we have to itemize everything, and then we have to get weights of everything for shipping, and it all has to be uploaded. I mean, this stuff takes a lot of time.
Yes.
But when you see it, hopefully you see an entertaining and humorous, but also efficient auction that goes for 2 hours, and we try not to go at over 2 hours. And you're entertained, and you're seeing cool stuff from storage units, and you're boom, 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 boom. And there's a tremendous amount of work that happens afterwards as well. So it could be a full day of shipping afterwards, could be multiple days of shipping, and then prepping for another auction. So there's, for that 2-hour auction, there's this much prep time before that 2-hour auction. And there's this much that happens afterwards, that 2-hour auction. So think of a trustee in a federal bankruptcy case dealing with many, many more assets, more merch, we'll talk merchandise, much more money. Now multiply that by 1,000. You're talking about somebody's entire estate they're claiming bankruptcy for. And you don't just submit documents right before a meeting and go, okay, let's talk about this. Wrong. And you have creditors in there going, she owes me thousands, she owes me thousands, she owes me thousands.
And her attorney knows this.
So
he should know this. You can't be turning things in last minute.
100% intentional.
Oh, for sure.
There is no doubt whatsoever in my mind that DEUCE told Saran Wrap, delay every possible way you can. This is 100% intentional. These scummy lawyers that try and ride the line of right and wrong, and the trustee is beyond upset. So now LIEnette's in a federal bankruptcy court with a trustee that cannot stand her or her lawyer now.
Yeah, she's definitely not naive to the situation. She sees exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing.
They were supposed to be uploaded 7 days before this meeting.
Yeah. Now, granted, he did lose his privileges to upload through the e-portal, but it would have been.
But he got it this morning.
It would have been uploaded by like a court staff.
So this morning is when it was uploaded. That's insanity.
Yeah.
Before the meeting. And so the trustee is beyond upset, and you literally can
hear
see
it in her voice.
You can see it in her face on
the
Zoom.
Frustration.
And LIEnette's got a blank screen, and the trustee goes, "This is both irresponsible and unprofessional." Like those are the 2 words that I wrote down, but she was on a monologue, a spiel of everything that she was upset with. And those were the 2 words that I could get out and go, okay, well, she said irresponsible and unprofessional.
So that was the first problem.
So do you think she was referring to myself, George, Deanna, Madam Mayor, Randy, anybody else? No.
We weren't the ones required to turn in documents 7 days prior to today.
LIEnette and Saran Wrap.
Yes.
100% LIEnette and Saran Wrap. Like the insanity, and she's seething mad. This trustee, she is the one in control, and she can voice her upset, frustration, and she lets it out, and lets LIEnette and Saran Wrap know how irresponsible they are and how unprofessional they are. She goes off. And then, do you want to add anything to that? That was the one problem.
So that was the first
one problem. Do you want to add anything to the one problem?
Yeah.
Number one.
And then she repeated again, she does not do things like this on the fly with them turning it in last minute. And I'm shaking my head like, how is this even real?
I think the trustee appropriately put LIEnette and Saran Wrap in their place. So you could tell she was at a breaking point of frustration. They are taking advantage of her time, her specialty, her profession, making a mockery of it. and she put them in their place. This is extremely irresponsible and unprofessional. Second problem, the trustee goes, we have two problems today. Remember, after she told LIEnette, said, I can't get the camera on, she goes, doesn't matter. So she goes, two problems. Number one, documents were uploaded this morning. Number two, LIEnette is not on video. And to actually do this meeting, I must see the people in person on video. LIEnette starts to interrupt her, and the trustee goes, excuse me?
Excuse me, like, stop talking, I'm talking. Yeah, she said Preston needed to appear by video, in person, and audio because she is the debtor. And she failed at that too.
So you've got Fleesa last night saying that we lied about what happened in Ohio court and the interruptions and the
How
judge.
would she know? Was she there on Zoom? Was she there in person?
And Crook puts in the chat, he goes, well, must have been a different hearing because that didn't happen where I was.
But according to LIEnette, he drinks strong drink and mixes his drugs with it.
Here we are again with the trustee in federal court and the trustee putting her in her place. Excuse me?
Excuse me.
So here we go again.
As LIEnette tries to say something and interrupt her.
Who's not even on camera.
No.
Who's not even on camera like she's supposed to. And the trustee is beyond mad and upset. You would think at that point in time, like, you guys ever had your parents upset with you? Like, listen, you know, you really let me down. This is not okay. And they're upset with you. The last thing you want to do is open your mouth.
And her attorney was on there. He's supposed to be talking on her behalf.
He was going, Michelle. He was trying to shut her up.
Later on, he does that. Oh my God. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. So then she points out, she states the obvious, that the debtor needed to be in person and that she failed to appear by camera for this trustee meeting. And so she said, I need to grant it. I need to.
So we were under the impression, before we get to what she needs to grant, we were under the impression today from conversations with our bankruptcy lawyer and our other team that the trustee, one of two things were going to happen today. The trustee was going to dismiss this case because no documents, as of first thing this morning, no documents were turned in. And so the trustee already told our bankruptcy lawyer it's going to be dismissed. And our bankruptcy lawyer told Randy, hey, I'm not even going to show up because it's going to be dismissed. And I don't want to bill Jeremy hours for nothing.
So this is before she
actually received the documents from Saran Wrap. And so
she was going to dismiss it.
She already was going to dismiss. We went into this meeting going, she's going to dismiss. And George was like, no, we don't want her to dismiss. I'm like, I don't want her to dismiss either. You know, we want this. This is the fastest, most economical, streamlined to get all these cases done. And it removes LIEnette and CROOK from our lives permanently and legally. And we can go on living life normally once again, which is a goal that we want to achieve sooner rather than later. And so she says, I'm going to have to continue this. And so the first time Randy even speaks, he goes, all right, let's put it on the schedule. And she schedules it for November 17th. At 11:10 this time, which is going to be hours. So now we're looking at another.
Because in these words, she said, because the debtor did not appear as acquired, she needs to.
As required. As required.
She needed to put a continuance.
I'll tell you what's going to end up happening. They're going to make her go to the federal court. They're going to make her show up in person.
In Gainesville.
I don't doubt it. So.
She did I heard her say something about Gainesville.
The Gainesville did.
She did say something about it's usually.
So usually what would happen is they would be like, all right, counselors, let's look at your schedules. Does this work? Does this work? She goes, this is what day it's going to be. This is what time it's going to be. This is what I have. Usually these are scheduled years out in advance. She's beyond mad. Yeah. She is telling the counselors,
like, you don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. This is when it's going to be.
And she said
So-
something about Gainesville. I heard her mention Gainesville.
She said this is in the Gainesville division.
Mm.
And so she does not give anybody a choice. This is when it's going to be. There is no communication and conversation. She has had it with Saran Wrap and LIEnette.
Mhm.
And so
She said she really wanted to get through this today. And because of no documents, oh my gosh.
So me being me, not having the discipline that I probably should have, and I've already had very open conversations with this trustee in the past when we had creditors meetings, which LIEnette was not allowed to be a part of. And so she already knows where I'm coming from. I've had open communication. So it's not as structured as court in the creditors meeting. It's all right. What are your concerns? What are we talking about? And we've shared so many things with her. And so she knows what she's walking into. And so me not having the discipline to let Randy represent me.
Jeremy unmutes his mic. I'm
I
like, oh,
on
boy.
purpose,
Oh,
so
boy.
our
What's he
mics are on
gonna
mute
say?
the entire time. I unmute the mic
Oh boy, what's he gonna
and I
say?
go, more intentional delays, just as always. And so it's just more
It was an
intentional delays.
delay.
And the trustee goes, well, I'm not going to say anything about that right now because she's
She
saying, duh.
Yeah.
She's going, duh. So
I need to bite my tongue because I know exactly
So
what they're doing.
I said what she wants to say, and she goes, I'm not going to say anything about that right now. So
oh my gosh, James Francis says the one time Jeremy needed the blue tape.
oh no, I just, I feel her frustration. And I'm living through this frustration. Deanna is living through this frustration.
Yeah.
George is living through this frustration.
So
Madam Mayor is
Flippin
living through this
frustration. You said
frustration.
exactly what she wanted to say, 100%.
And so the trustee knows exactly what's going on. We've had meetings with her already, and I just voiced it again in front of Saran Wrap and LIEnette on purpose because I didn't have the discipline to bite my tongue. And Randy didn't say anything. And we weren't in federal court. We were in a meeting with the trustee where I can talk openly like that. We just had our mic on mute. And so I did not hold back in that. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I want to say I didn't say it rudely. I just said it matter-of-factly.
Sure.
And so more intentional delays, just same thing this entire case has been. And she 100% agrees without saying anything. I'm not going to say anything at this time. And so,
well, if you look at the bankruptcy paperwork, there's hardly anything to it. There's no meat and potatoes. It's just exoskeleton. They haven't provided anything. And so any person walking in that specializes in bankruptcy would know. They could just look at the paperwork and the documents submitted and know that this isn't complete. So now I'm curious to know what he did submit this morning, which is probably incomplete as well.
The trustee doesn't even know what he submitted yet because she just got it before the meeting. So
again, this is her attorney's MO. I'm waiting for the last minute. And that's exactly what he did.
On purpose.
Last minute
Keep
submitted
in mind, on purpose.
Some documents. We don't know whether it's everything she requested.
The trustee is beyond mad. The trustee was going to dismiss this morning. And if the trustee wasn't going to dismiss, we were going to motion for dismissal so we can keep moving on in bankruptcy, or excuse me, in federal court. Now, we want bankruptcy court.
Yes.
And again, I couldn't hold my tongue, intentional delays, which then once I speak, LIEnette thinks that's an invitation for her to speak.
Oh my gosh.
And, ma'am, I got a call. And trustee shuts her up.
She
and
said,
then Saran Wrap.
You hear Saran Wrap say, Michelle. She's like, I got a call and got kicked the video off. She said she was on there, got a call, and it kicked her off the camera. And then her attorney's saying, Michelle, like, stop. He's like trying to stop her.
This is DEUCE's biggest fear.
So Robin says, isn't that polymop?
Oh, this would be polymop.
What they're doing.
DEUCE's biggest fear, as he's watching, DEUCE's biggest fear is that we get her in a deposition and she throws him under the bus. And you mark my words,
maybe even unintentionally.
She will.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact,
you get that woman talking, you can't get her to.
As a matter of fact, she already has. But we're not to that point yet. But remember this moment in time. Remember when I said DEUCE's biggest fear is that she will throw him under the bus. And I said she already has, but we're not there yet to share that with you.
How ironic would it be if
you remember
LIEnette
this point right now, this day,
that gets him to lose his license and disbarred his own
we
client.
keep laughing behind the scenes off camera that LIEnette is the one that is going to be the destruction
she
of
is going to be
the because there is some stuff some stuff that has happened that has not been disclosed online anywhere, any place, and
we should make it
when it comes out. Woo!
When Polyflop goes wrong.
When it comes out,
goes wrong. When the Polymop goes Polyflop and goes wrong.
Man, when it comes out, holy cow! When it comes out, when it comes out, and so
yeah. So the creditor, the trustee, definitely will be made aware of this new camper. I mean, she's posted it all over online, and the trustee knows about her websites and all of her Facebook.
Yeah, the trustee, we've given the trustee every single one of her social media accounts. The trustee has been going through her social media accounts along with our screenshots. And so the insanity.
Yeah, because again, this is all part of the research. She goes by our screenshots, goes to her Facebook, social media, and compares where the screenshots came from so that it's legit. We don't have time to AI generate evidence. Like, that makes zero sense to me when they keep saying it's AI generated. No, it's what they provided and posted publicly.
The insanity. So
her attorney, who's brown skinned, he got a little red and was embarrassed again.
Well, you know,
he's probably like, oh my God.
He might have been pushing on the toilet like,
I hope that $6,000 was worth it, Saran Wrap. I really hope that $6,000 was well worth it for you, Saran Wrap.
What I can share with you is at the end of all of this, when this is all said and done, DEUCE will no longer have a license to practice law. I can guarantee you that.
And he can thank LIEnette and CROOK for that.
100%. That is going to happen. Again,
should we show the screenshot again of him thanking Bruce for coming up with the bankruptcy idea?
Well, I mean, we already did it once, but
the irony of both Cook and Preston getting him disbarred.
LIEnette and CROOK will no longer own that property. Now, I can't tell you who's going to own it, but LIEnette and CROOK will no longer own that property. They will not be anywhere near our property, and we will continue to move forward with civil protection orders against them. So at the end of all of this, DEUCE will lose his license. I honestly believe he's going to jail as well. LIEnette and CROOK will no longer be across the street from us. They will no longer own that property. I don't know who's going to own it. My guesses are we will, or Madam Mayor and Brett, the Grangers will.
This isn't their first rodeo of picking up and moving.
And so when it's all said and done, there are going to be people imprisoned. And my recommendations are all of them, but my prediction is absolutely Felisa. She's going to jail. Absolutely. LIEnette and CROOK are probably going to jail as well.
Yeah, I can't make any predictions. I just want these people to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law.
DEUCE is going to jail. There is no doubt about it. Criminal charges are coming against DEUCE, coming against Felisa. Paint Chips is going back to jail. There is no doubt whatsoever.
So he's criminal charges, asking to go back.
And Vomit will probably be in jail as well. Now, for the other Stupid Dave, Ray Bonehead, probably not. MLS, probably not. Dodgy Robbie, there's a good chance he's iffy. He's back and forth.
He may get caught on the same reason he got caught the first time.
So he's the only one that's borderline. Maybe not. Felisa, DEUCE, Paint Chips, Vomit, they're all going to get criminal charges. LIEnette and CROOK, they're going to get charges. And Stupid Dave, Bonehead, and MLS, making libel simple, they're not going to jail. They're going to have civil fines for sure. They'll be paying the rest of their lives without a doubt, but they're probably not going to pick up, criminal charges from this. The others are absolutes. It's just an absolute. Dodgy Robbie is the only one that's on the border back and forth. So you have a very, very, very upset federal employee, federal trustee, calling LIEnette and Saran Wrap irresponsible, unprofessional, and boy, November 17th. So
So what's today? The 4th?
We were going to be back in Otter Creek by the 17th.
So less than 2 weeks. Oh, yeah.
That ain't happening now.
Less than 2 weeks.
We have this on the 17th now, and we have December 5th for Ohio court now. Like we both want to be in Florida right now. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, it's because you want the warm weather. No, we miss Deanna and Gina. We went into this knowing that the trustee was going to dismiss.
Yeah. Well, at first I thought she was going to dismiss it because she specifically said she would not entertain reinstatement unless they paid the fees. And usually on Pacer, it shows the fees paid because it even showed what Randy paid.
Yeah. And
so the fees, there was no record of him paying the fees that the trustee is owed. And so maybe that got uploaded this morning.
LIEnette is beyond frustrated the Ohio judge, and we have a December 5th hearing now, full day evidentiary hearing.
She's just naturally one of those irritating people.
And then the trustee, trustee wasn't having it. Trustee wasn't having it.
There's a word that Eli, our Ohio attorney, used on them, and it was like, oh, that's a perfect word. I got to think on it, what he called them.
So we went into this thinking it was all going to be dismissed, and they filed moments before the meeting, and so it's now going on a continuance. Do you think this is smart going into bankruptcy court, upsetting the trustee who is going to seize all your assets? Probably not the smartest thing to do. And because they didn't submit everything on time, we are filing for sanctions now. This is a sanctionable offense. So now not only do they owe everybody and their brother money, and they have made mistake after mistake after mistake, we are now going for more sanctions. Saran wrap ain't bright. DEUCE ain't bright either. And when you get two dumb people together, they, as you're already seeing, you're seeing Fleesa throw DEUCE under the bus. Fleesa and LIEnette throw each other under the bus. LIEnette will throw anybody and everybody, including Crook, under the bus.
Oh, did you see how Fleesa admitted that Beecham would be a witness for LIEnette? She confirmed that it's true. We weren't even sure.
Oh, I didn't see that yet, but that would be hilarious.